Hi everyone, this is Bev here at Carlson Vision, and I'm here to do a contest entry. I've been wanting to get this done for a little while now, and time is getting on, and I thought, right, I am going to do this tonight. It's a fairly straightforward contest entry when on the whole you hear what you need to do, but it's quite tricky in terms of selecting, which is usually the problem everybody has with every question they're asked in the vinyl community, I think, because there's just so much goodness to choose from. So this is a contest entry for Steve Carlson. I will leave a link to Steve's channel below. Vinyl Community Steve Carlson is what he calls his channel. He is an absolutely fantastic member of the VC. He puts a load of time into his videos. I've been a subscriber for quite a while. I'm not sure how long exactly, but I will admit I don't watch all of your videos, Steve. I try to get round. It's a timing thing more than anything. I have so many channels I kind of watch regularly, and then I've got, I don't know, I've got 100 other channels that I try to get round every so often, and one of them's yours, obviously, so I'm very well aware of your presence in the VC and that you are a really popular member as well, and what a great guy, and as I say, great channel. So people, if you're not a subscriber to Steve Carlson, check him out below. He has just passed 1,000 subscribers, and hence his excuse for a contest, I think. And so I wanted to jump on this just purely to support him more than anything, and it's an excuse to go through my music again. Now he basically has asked he's got his contest open to people who don't make videos as well. So for the video people, you obviously make a video, and if you don't want to do the video, you can do a comment entry, so just in case you were wondering about that as well. But you've got to be a subscriber, obviously, to his channel. So all Steve is asking for is show me 5 of your go-to albums. 5 albums that that are kind of special to you, or favourites that mean something to you, that you just go to regularly, and that are classics in your collection, and that you never get tired of, that kind of thing, and just show them in whatever format. The only exclusions are you cannot show greatest hits or compilations. It's got to be proper kind of albums, or you can have soundtracks as well. And you never said you can't have live albums, which is good because I've got 2 live go-tos in here. So at least 5, he says. I've pulled out about, I don't know, 10 to 12 maybe. I thought I could go on and on and on. There's hundreds of them, but I just grabbed out some that I know. So for me, when I put these records on, I know right away I'm going to enjoy it from start to finish. There's going to be no songs I don't like really at all. Some are recent and a few are from back in the day, so it's kind of a mix, because music for me has been an education in the past couple of years, getting to discover lots of new bands, as well as lots of old bands that are kind of been around forever and are new to me, and a lot of it's down to the VC that has helped my knowledge and expanded my knowledge and views and horizons and all that stuff. So let's get on with it, because you know what I'm like with my ramblings. So the first 4 I'll show the CDs, and I'll start with the 2 live albums. So first go-to live is Iron Maiden's Flight 666, and this might surprise a few of the Iron Maiden fans who would. I know that Live After Death is very much a popular live album, but the reason this is my number 1 go-to for live Maiden is because this is the first live album from Iron Maiden that I got, and got to love it. It kind of crosses over the whole of the 80s. You know, it's got a whole list of classics from right through the 80s, which is why I love it. It's a good, long concert, although the concerts are taken from different parts of the tour. But each live track is done really cool, and quite often when I want some live Iron Maiden, this is the one. This is the first one I tend to seek out. So that is Iron Maiden Flight 666. And my other live go-to album that I really enjoy is Gotthard, and this is made in Switzerland, live in Zurich. Now also this is a CD, and there's also a DVD footage of the concert as well, actually. So but on the audio you get 17 tracks. On here it's a really cool concert, and it was from about 2006, was it? Yeah, I think. And Gotthard, they're from Switzerland, really traditional classic hard rock band, very solid, chunky sounding guitars, but lots of melody, and at this time they had a phenomenal lead vocalist. He was spot on, but he sadly passed away in a tragic accident in 2011. But this is just so live, and they're very natural sounding band, so great stuff. So that's that. And a couple of classic go-tos from back in the day, and when I say back in the day it means the 80s for me. We have Heart, and they're self-titled from 1985. This album, I kind of first got into Heart when I heard some of their songs from this album in the charts back in the day, get into the UK charts, and for example, What About Love was one of them. Never, These Dreams, I think these were in the charts here in the UK anyway, and I picked up the album a few years later, and every song on this, I just love it. This is one of my favourite albums from Heart, and you know, it just takes me back to the time, you know, the 80s. I think everybody has a time in their past that's kind of a special time for them. So yeah, that's another one, and I don't dislike anything on here. So, and another absolute classic for me, which may not be a lot of fans of this band's favourite album, but it kind of is for me, because again it was the first full album I got for this band, and I really I got into them through this album, so that's kind of special in that way for me. Plus I just love all the tracks, and it's Scorpions and Crazy World, and this came out in 1990. Was it 1990? Yeah. Of course this album contained the mega hit Wind of Change, the super power ballad, which kind of, you know, alerted me, because obviously that was in the charts as well. Picked out the album a couple of years later, I think, and yeah, it's just classic German melodic hard rock, melodic metal, super stuff from Scorpions. I really enjoy that. That's 4 CDs. Onto the records. Another absolute go-to for me is Europe and Out of This World. Sorry about the glare again. This is my Music on Vinyl reissue, and this is a beautiful pressing. It's Music on Vinyl are pretty amazing for the most part, and this is an exceptionally brilliant pressing. It sounds amazing. I got this album originally on CD back in 1988, because that's the year it came out. Superstitious was the first track of it, and then there was Open Your Heart, and there was, I don't know, what were the other hits over here? Let the Good Times Rock. Was it one of the ballads? Was there? I can't even remember, do you know that? For some reason, but I know Carrie was off the previous album, so it's not that one. But yeah, this is another album that I grew to love, and again, it takes me back to that time period and just, you know, the young kind of childhood memories that I had. Yeah, every time this album comes on, every time I listen to it, it's just kind of a special thing. And another one from back in the day, although I didn't get this on vinyl until much later, to be honest with you. This is my favourite Iron Maiden album, again 1988, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Again, this is a really cool album. I just love every track on here, and Can I Play With Madness was the hit song that got into the UK National Top 40, which is it's a highly unusual thing for a heavy metal band to get in the standard national charts in this country. So when it happens, it's fantastic. So that was the song that kind of got me interested, if you like, in Iron Maiden. But I didn't really get into them until a good bit later. But I've got quite a lot of their stuff now, and this Can I Play With Madness kind of has the memories from that time again, but like the other older ones, and the other, they were touring, they were massive back then. There was Europe were huge, the Scorpions were huge, Def Leppard and all these guys were out there. Everything was, it was just a great time musically. So that is another, and I never get tired of listening to this. On to some of the more recent albums that have worked their way into my go-to list. This is a release from last year, 2018, a Canadian band named Striker, and this is their latest release, Play to Win. As I say, from last year. I just picked this up earlier this year, and I can't believe how amazing it is. Kind of new wave of traditional heavy metal, very kind of upbeat, fast-paced, but the songs are just so catchy and so powerful. Really solid band, and I just think this is just a fantastic piece of work from this young Canadian band. So I believe this is not their first album. They have been around for a little while, and they have something like, 4 or 5 previous albums. And I believe I do have a couple actually up there, and they were a little bit kind of heavier, bordering on thrash sounding perhaps, but they've kind of brought a little bit more of the melody into their sound. I suppose it's a bit maybe in the vein of Iron Maiden, but they're not really Iron Maiden, to be honest with you. They're not really like that, but kind of, if that makes any sense. But this, absolutely love it. I play it a lot. Another one I play a lot is from one of my new current favourite bands, Running Wild. They have been around since the early 80s, and I just recently discovered them about 3 years ago properly. I knew of them, but didn't really delve into their music till much more recent times, and I've since built up a collection of their back catalogue, and this is my favourite album from them, Death or Glory. Now these guys are power metal / speed metal / pirate metal, and they were one of Germany's leading power metal pioneers, along with Halloween back at the time. They've got a very distinctive sound about them. They did at the time, certainly, I believe, and I think nobody does this style of music better than Running Wild. This is a solid album. This is a reissue as well, so it's been spread out onto a double disc, so you've got 4 sides. But yeah, Death or Glory, and every track pretty much every single track on here is brilliant as far as I'm concerned. So again, this is played often and thoroughly enjoyed. Another new album, this was a 2017 release, another band that I'm just fairly recently new to, Eclipse, and they are another Swedish band. I mean, Sweden have been pouring out tons of great bands in recent years. So Eclipse have been around for a few years as well, and this album, Monumentum, is their 2017 release, which was the previous one to their brand new album that's just come out a couple of months ago. But this is my favourite at the moment from these guys. I absolutely adore everything on here. It's just super solid, melodic heavy metal, really powerful sounding, new wave of traditional heavy metal, but really melodic, and it's a kind of a feel-good type album. You know, the songs are just so upbeat kind of thing, you know, just great stuff. And on exactly the same type of thing, but even better, Bonfire, another one of my favourite bands. This is their latest release, which came out in 2018, last year as well. Temple of Lies. This tied with Judas Priest's Firepower for my favourite album of that year, although I didn't buy too many, but out of everything I did pick up from that year, this and Firepower both came at the top of my list, although I think this has kind of gone ahead of Firepower just that little bit. I've played this loads and loads of times. I can put this album on and know that I'm going to enjoy it from start to finish. Not a bad song on it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Bonfire do have a new singer, and the current guy they've got, Alex Stahl, sorry, that's him there. He's got a really great voice. Obviously it's not the same as the original chap, but I think he fits them really well. Yeah, I can... Excuse me a moment, my voice is croaking. I just love this album. It's classic Bonfire. Just really amazing stuff. I do encourage those of you who have yet not picked this up and are into melodic hard rock and metal to get it. So yep, that is, and it's a single album, but it's presented in a gatefold. Fantastic. And the last one I'm going to show, which is it's a 2019 release. This is from this year, but earlier in the year, and this is something else. It's Tobias Sammet's Avantasia and Moonglow. This is the third in a 3 LP set. He has 2 previous ones that are kind of part of the same epic story. This came out and I got this fairly soon after it was released, and it's, what is it? It's kind of symphonic power metal or symphonic epic metal, orchestral, hints of classical. It is absolutely amazing. It's unique, and it's got a whole host of guest vocalists from the rock and metal world, all fantastic vocalists in their own right. It's got a plethora of musicians here, and Tobias Sammet himself, he is the mastermind behind the whole project. He is also the frontman in a band called Edguy, which are German power metal as well, if you're not familiar with who he is. But this is different from everything else, but it is just fantastic. It's a great showcase for metal and how it can be expanded and merged into other styles, and how it can all come together in a kind of a metal sound. It's just it's beautiful. I love it from start to finish. So this is another one that's on the turntable fairly regularly. And I am really enjoying all this new music I'm discovering. So so that is my go-to albums for now. I could have picked more, but at the risk of me being on here for an hour and a half, well, no bother with that one. So Steve, congratulations on 1,000 plus subscribers. Thoroughly deserved. You are a very likeable guy, and you come across brilliant in your videos, and you just put a smile on people's faces as well. Wonderful guy to know, and hope you liked this video, and I shall catch you all in another video. Bye just now.